have already seen that how the reinforced concrete is important, because it takes the whatever is the tensile stress, it takes up the tensile load coming on the structure, and as a result the sudden collapse of that particular structure is prevented. So we have seen this. Just a moment. We have seen this. Now when I need to use the loads, how I am going to use the loads, how the loads are to be applied in different conditions, and under these loading conditions how we are going to design the structure. That is what is our basic you say aim now, what we are going to do in the designing. Yes, just a minute. Some of you who are entering this, we have already seen this, what exactly is RCC, and now we are going to move forward to how the loads are to be taken into consideration. Very simple example, just a beam which is subjected to a load W. So here I have a very common example which you already know. A simply supported beam, consider it as a simply supported, subjected to various kinds of load. And we have seen the different loads like the dead load, live load, earthquake load, or the snow load, and depending upon the conditions, especially the earthquake and the snow load, or the hydrostatic pressure, the soil pressure, this is to be considered when the special conditions are there. So depending upon the load applied, when the load is applied, what exactly is the response of the structure, that is finding the response in terms of forces. This part you have already completed in the analysis. But if you remember in the analysis, you have considered frames which are subjected to loads, maybe a vertical load, maybe a uniformly distributed load acting over the column, UDL acting over the beam, or a lateral force which is acting at the maybe at the joint of a frame structure. You have considered all this load, but if you remember there, you have only considered the load acting. You have not considered the material which is there. You have not considered the dimensions of that particular section. Maybe it is a column or it is a beam. You have not considered dimensions in terms of the 3D views. So now in designing, what we are going to do is we are going to design these structures. And how we are going to design it? We are going to design it in such a way that some safety as well as serviceability conditions are satisfied. Now what are these safety and serviceability conditions? These two conditions are important for us as a designer. Safety means you need to see that the structure is safe for whatever load it is designed, and it is not going to undergo collapse. The structure is not going to undergo collapse. That is what the safety. But there may be some conditions like, as I said, when the area which is prone to earthquake, there we take the earthquake load. Similarly, where you know that the cyclones may come frequently, so there is this cyclonic load which is taken, that is the wind load with the effect of the cyclones. But it may happen that the area is not subjected to earthquake frequently, and so we do not consider the earthquake load. We are only considering the maybe the wind load, and we are also not considering the cyclone. But in conditions where there is earthquake, where there is a extreme wind blowing on, or when there is a cyclone, the structure should not collapse. This is what is the safety of the structure. Collapse may occur because of various reasons, as I said. There are other reasons which you must be knowing, like the overturning of the structure can take place, the sliding of the structure can take place, there can be a fracture of the structure, anything can happen. But what is our aim as a designer? That we prevent the collapse of the structure. That is, we are intended for the safety of the structure for the life for which it is to be designed. So safety is important. Next term which comes into picture is the serviceability. Now what is this serviceability? It means that the service conditions. Service conditions means when the structure is put to work. Put to work means when the you say the occupants are using it, or where you say that people are living in, because all the structures generally which we construct, like the buildings, maybe the infrastructure development which is taking place, it is occupied by the people. Some of the structures like dams, which are specifically RCC dams or something like this, there the water plays an important role, so there you are taking that water pressure into consideration. But when I say the serviceability means when the structure is put to use and the structure works under the load for which it is designed, the occupant who is staying inside, he should be comfortable. Comfortable means what? There can be conditions like there can be some deflection, there can be excessive deflection, there can be vibrations because of you say that a nearby region is subjected to a earthquake, so some of the waves can move to the area and you can have some vibrations, you can have some cracks which are developed in a structure. But when the structure is put to serviceability, the occupant, he should not get discomfort with respect to these conditions, like specifically the excessive deflection, the cracking, and the vibration. It means that you need to design a structure where the serviceability condition is to be satisfied, means the occupant does not get discomfort with respect to the conditions like deflection, excessive deflection, cracking, and vibration. So this is our main aim, that you design for safety and serviceability.